The UK cities are changing as greater focus is given to reducing emissions, improving air quality and reducing congestion. Whether you support the idea of low emission zones or congestion charges is becoming irrelevant. Those living and working in city centres will increasingly have to adapt to a lifestyle where owning and operating a vehicle will become expensive and perhaps even unsustainable. London and Bristol have both made headlines in the last 6 months with plans to expand clean air zones in recent months. London remains at the forefront of the war on motorists. The Mayor, Sadiq Khan, planning to expand its ultra-low emission zone across the whole city by the summer. Unsurprisingly, many tradespeople working in the capital are furious. Compounding the problem for many tradespeople is the lack of public electrical charging infrastructure to support the use of electric vehicles in the city.
There was a very short consideration of switching to an electric van until you see the price, and they haven't nailed the electric. It's an absolute joke. You go to charge, I know where you go to charging points where charging points are broken, they don't work properly.
However, a tradesperson who has embraced the challenge posed by the clean air zones is Sam Blakeney. Last year, he launched Nippy Checks, a plumbing and electrical maintenance service operating out of Bristol that uses e-bikes to navigate the city centre.
Basically came from frustrations with West Country Plumbing Heating and my diesel vans operating within the city, coming in and out, and just moans from the engineers really. So about 4 years ago, I sort of had the idea that, especially my service vans coming in and out of Bristol, it would be a lot easier to get around on an electric bike, possibly with saddlebags, with the kit you need in to do all the sort of boiler servicing and breakdowns. And yeah, so when I spotted these bikes about a year ago now, I sort of made the jump to give it a go, and yeah, I've been doing it since May now. What is my e-bike like using in the winter? Cold. No, it's all right. Yeah, so I've been learning, obviously this is year one, so I've been learning as I go along. So yeah, I think it was sort of December time I finally made the call to invest in some nice thermal gloves. But you're kind of spinning your legs all day, so you're pretty warm. You're not absolutely knackered, but you're sort of always keeping your sort of body temperature up, and it's all about layers really and the right kit. Even when I sort of got this kit, it's actually sort of mountain biking engineer kit, boiler engineer kit anyway, so it works really well. At the moment I've got sort of all eyes on me to see if it works at the moment. That's kind of how I feel going into local merchants and stuff. They're like, oh, you're that lad on the e-bike, and yeah, if anything I think has opened up a bit of a sort of a gap for me, because I think a lot of people have sort of stepped back and are watching. I know people up and down the country are trying different methods. Some are using sort of the e-cargo bikes with the coffins on the front. But for me, I definitely, this was my choice, because when it's peeing down with rain, you really want to sort of stay out of the rain, and it's worked really well. So I think more people will adopt it, yeah, for sure. For sure, go for it, definitely. It is a learning curve. You have to, get used to the bike. It's not, this is why I'm doing it on year one. I don't want to just stick an engineer on this bike and go make it work. Day 3 or 4, I got a puncture in it, and it didn't come with a jack, and it didn't come with a ratchet, like a wrench to get the wheel off. So I had to jump down to Screwfix down the road, luckily, buy my own kit and sort it out. So there's a lot to be learned, and learning the city as well, you start to learn all the different routes you can use, bus lanes and all the shortcuts. And I mean, a lot of the time you'll go into a park, it'll let you through a sort of a city park, and you'll get to the other side, and then the bollards are suddenly closer together. So you got to turn around and come back out the park. You know not to go through that park anymore. But yeah, so it's kind of painted that map in your head as well. So